It's hard to believe that any sane person would try and launch a startup airline after the year the airline industry had in 2020 and into 2021. But JetBlue's founder, David Neeleman, has done just that. Neeleman's new airline is almost ready for takeoff with the delivery of his new carrier's first aircraft. The story of Breeze Airways is next on Maximus. Greetings everybody, Maximus here. I hope you're all doing well wherever you may be all across this great big world of ours. Oh, and for those of you in the comment section who continue to insist that I'm a robot, I don't know whether to be flattered or offended, but thanks for watching anyway. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and if you like, give us a thumbs up. The first aircraft for Breeze Airways, the new project of JetBlue, Azul, and WestJet founder David Neeleman, has been delivered. The Embraer E195 was delivered in December 2020, according to trade publication CH Aviation, and more have been arriving at the airline since. The latest is a 14-year-old Embraer E190, the first of a 15 aircraft lease from Nordic Aviation Capital, which arrived on February 2nd. Apparently, JetBlue's founder's favorite color is blue, considering two of his airlines, JetBlue and Azul, a name which means blue in Spanish, are named after the color. So it would stand to reason the scheme for Neeleman's new venture, Breeze Airways, is also blue. Though Breeze has an active order for Airbus A220 aircraft, Airline Geeks reported that Breeze has taken some old Embraer airplanes from Azul to help it kickstart operations this spring. The carrier will eventually phase out its Embraer planes when Airbus A220 deliveries start in August. Originally scheduled to launch in late 2020, according to the airline's website, Breeze Airways is scheduled for takeoff in 2021. The delayed start was a result of the COVID-19 pandemic's impact on the aviation industry. As the Business Insider reports, Breeze is the fifth airline started by Neeleman. Following the serial aviation entrepreneur's successful runs at Morris Air, later sold to Southwest Airlines, there was WestJet, JetBlue Airways, and Azul Brazilian Airlines. Each one had a focus on low fares and positive customer service while shaking up the industry. Very little has been made public about the new airline, but from what Neeleman has said, Breeze will have that same focus. With the U.S. experiencing a wave of airline consolidation since the early 2000s, consumers have been left with fewer options, and Breeze aims to offer a low-cost alternative to current airlines dominating the skies. Neeleman plans to follow in the business model that Uber and Amazon have successfully mastered by utilizing mobile apps that will streamline the traveling experience, he said in a February interview with the Business Insider. Most airlines have mobile apps and self-serve kiosks, but technology in Breeze's business model will be utilized to keep the airline lean. Neeleman said, "I prefer to say we're a high-tech company that just happens to fly airplanes." Neeleman also said that there will be no need to call up the airline and talk with a customer service agent, as problems can be remedied via the app. "We want something where nobody ever has to pick up the phone to call us or have a hassle," Neeleman told the Insider. Customers flying Breeze won't likely be checking in person with an agent or check a bag or print a boarding pass. Most applications will be processed via the mobile app, website, and self-serve airport kiosks so that the airline doesn't have to employ a large airport staff, which will help keep costs down. Everything from purchasing a ticket to checking in at the airport can ideally be accomplished by using a device with no need to speak to a customer service representative. Fewer than 50 employees would ideally be needed at each airport, according to Neeleman, but that there would have to be some human backup for passengers who aren't acclimated to modern technology. "We'll have to accommodate them. We'll figure out a way to get to those people," Neeleman said. "We'll have a lot of contract staff at the airports, and then the call center and everything would be very minimal. Breeze Airways doesn't plan to follow in the traditional hub-and-spoke route system used by major airlines. Instead, Breeze will operate point-to-point routes or routes between secondary cities. This opens the door for any number of non-stop routes between cities like Sacramento and Bozeman, Montana, or Pittsburgh, New York, and St. Louis, Missouri, for example. Neilman says he can make those unusual routes work. We think there's a market where you can go with a smaller plane with a lower trip cost and service these cities that have been forgotten or neglected. Neilman told the Business Insider in a 2019 interview, "I would be very surprised if a single Breeze route had nonstop service competition. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of city pairs that are crying out for nonstop flights. Some flights will operate only on selected days." Neilman said he is currently exploring 500 different city pairs for potential service. When demand doesn't require a flight, Neilman says the planes will be available for private charter, as there's a large market out there ranging from sports teams to government applications. The flagship of Breeze Airways will be the fuel-efficient, passenger-friendly Airbus A220. Delta Airlines, Air Canada, and JetBlue Airways are currently the only U.S. airlines operating the A220. However, unlike JetBlue and WestJet, Breeze won't feature personal seatback in-flight entertainment systems. Instead, passengers will be able to stream content on their personal devices. Seatback entertainment systems, though they're loved by passengers, add weight to aircraft and make them more expensive to operate. Streaming systems require less onboard infrastructure and are less costly, with seatback screens costing around $10,000 per seat to install. Forbes reported that the new airline will have Wi-Fi available for passengers on the Airbus A220 aircraft, and that Neilman is still debating on whether or not to make it free. JetBlue Airways, which introduced Wi-Fi to its planes in 2013, offers the service complimentary to all passengers. In an uncharacteristic move for low-cost airlines in Neilman, whose airlines typically do not offer a premium cabin in their early years, Breeze also plans to offer a first-class product according to 1 Mile at a Time. Little is known about what first class will feature, but it won't be standard across the fleet, with some routes seeing recliners and others fully lie-flat seats, the blog reported. All of these cost-saving measures will of course result in lower fares for the passengers. Neilman hasn't speculated how low the fares will be, but he did state that his airline will only need 50 passengers on each flight to break even. Neilman also said that Breeze will be operating more efficiently than today's low-cost carriers, which can sell tickets for under $20 one way. It's amazing that no other airline has thought of this idea yet in this age of the smartphone apps, especially in this uncertain time for the airlines in the time of pandemic, where all the major airlines are downsizing. This sounds like a really smart business move. How about you? What do you think? Let me know down below. Well, that's all I have for now. Please be sure to comment, subscribe, like, and share, and don't forget to ring that bell so you can be reminded whenever we release new content. And as always, remember, leave the rubber on the runway and your troubles on the ground. And I will see you next time in the air. Yeah, this is Maximus.